Hello and welcome to Geeky Bit. Today in tech history, we're going to talk about Claris Works. Claris Works started as an idea by Styleware to make an app called GS Works, and Claris bought out Styleworks in 1988. So some of the team from Styleware decided to leave Claris in 1989. That was Scott Holdaway and Robert Hurin. They wanted to make the Office suite in their own way, and boy did they get fast at making their own Office suite. By 1990, Claris had already bought them out. Of course, Claris Works wasn't always gonna be called Claris Works. Originally, names like Fireworks and MacWorks were kicked around before finally settling on Claris Works in 1991. Of course, Claris went on to sell millions of copies of Claris Works and was a big brand alongside Microsoft, but poor releases and the development team leaving led Apple to reintegrate Claris. Sadly though, by 1998, Claris was gone, and ClarisWorks 5.0 was rolled into AppleWorks 5.x as an update. Of course, that marked the end of Claris and ClarisWorks. While the software did live on in AppleWorks, it was later discontinued as well. Okay, let's take a look at Claris Works real quick here. So first, we are going to start by installing Claris Works on this computer. So we'll go ahead and click OK here. And then we are going to go ahead and, of course, accept the terms. And then continue. And then we're going to go ahead and install this. Since we have it set to the disk, we click continue again, because it's going to want us to restart afterwards. And then we'll speed through this real quick here. So we'll just give it a couple moments here. And there we go. And now that it's done, we'll click restart here. Okay, now that we are back in the system, we're going to go ahead and click on Mac HD. And then once we do, we're going to move the ClarisWorks folder into Applications. So I have an Applications folder, and that's where I want it to go. And then we'll go into Applications, and then we will go ahead and move it over to Apps, because I'm trying to keep my Applications folder organized too. Now we will go ahead and double click on that. And we will go ahead and launch ClarisWorks by clicking on the ClarisWorks application. So if you'll notice, we have several options to go with here. We got word processing, drawing, painting, spreadsheet, database, and communication. Now communication is kind of interesting. It was not available to me when I was in school. They had that removed or disabled, but you can definitely do something with it here. So I think we will probably go with word processing first. Okay, we'll click word processing, and then we'll click OK, and here we go. This is pretty much our word processing window. It's bog standard, nothing too crazy. You type in letters, as you can see I did here. You can take them away, we can highlight them. We should be able to make them bold, yep. We should also be able to change the font. See here, there we go. We should be able to increase the size, as you can see. Yeah, pretty much your bog standard word processor. Alright, great. And then we can even center our document, but we can't center the highlighted section, obviously. We can only center all of it. So we'll go ahead and quit this. And no, we don't want to save. Okay, let's go ahead and open up ClarisWorks application again. And once it gets open, we are going to go ahead and check out drawing. Click OK here, and then, okay, this looks pretty interesting. Got lines, we've got a paintbrush, alright. Interesting. Let's try this right here, okay. Draws a half circle, or a quarter circle rather, not half. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. We can do squiggly lines. You know what? This is kind of like Inkscape. Like a very primitive version of it. Alright, let's go ahead and quit it. And of course we don't want to save. Okay, let's click on ClarisWorks again. And then once it's loaded up, we're going to go ahead and check out what painting is like. I click OK here. And then once we're in here, well, it looks like a standard drawing program. I can do all the stuff. I can change colors. course, it got all the palette that'll let me have. Yeah, it seems pretty interesting. Oh, it looks like I can do larger brushes. Cool. So let's see what else we can do here. Let's draw a circle. Okay. Interesting. Alright, well that's pretty much it. So we'll go ahead and quit. And of course we don't want to save it. Okay, let's go ahead and open up ClarisWorks again here. And once it gets loaded, we're going to go ahead and check out spreadsheets. So we'll click OK here. Alright, well this pretty much looks like a standard spreadsheet program. Let's see if it'll take an equation. Equals 7 times 7, 49. Hey, look at that. It seems to work perfectly. Alright, let's go ahead and quit out of this. And no, we don't want to save it. You know what? Hold on. Let's see if we can change some things. Hold on here. There we go. We can change the color of the font. Cool. And oh, hey, look, we can even bring in drawings. Nifty. All right, quit. And then now we don't want to save it. Okay, let's open up ClarisWorks again. And I think we will check out the database. So we'll click OK. All right. Okay. Field name. Okay. This kind of looks database / Rolodex-ish. We'll put field name GeekyBit TB for table. Exclamation mark? Nah, 1. Click create. Okay. Field type text. Yep, done. Alrighty then. And we can put stuff in here. Yep. 1 record. Okay. Cool. Looks like we can do sorts, change layouts. Yeah, I mean, this is a little more of a flat file, but kind of a database. So we'll quit. And then don't save. Okay, now let's go ahead and click on ClarisWorks again. And once it's done loading, we will go ahead and click Communications and then click OK. Okay, what's this? Okay. Sessions. Open connection. You know, this kind of looks like Z-Term. Oh, hey, look at that. Enter a phone number. It's like Z-Term. Or a terminal window. Cool. Let's see here. What does this do? Okay. Let's see here. What's that do? Nothing. Alright, well let's go ahead and click quit. To show you how final of a version this version of ClarisWorks was, I'm going to show you the update for this version of ClarisWorks. Okay, so we're going to close that window. And then we're going to open up the hard drive again. We're going to go to ClarisWorks, this folder right here. And then we're going to click this update right here. So we'll launch it. We go ahead and click agree. And then it's going to mount it. Anytime now. Just taking its sweet time. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we go ahead and click the updater. And then once this gets opened, we click continue. Notice it says AppleWorks, not ClarisWorks. And then we go over here, click accept, click continue, and then we click update. So we'll just click update. And it's going to search the hard drive, find ClarisWorks, and this is going to take a bit here, so I'm going to go ahead and speed up through this so you don't have to watch all of this. Okay, and we're done. Okay, we go ahead and click quit here because we are done with the update. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what it did to ClarisWorks. So we'll close that here. We'll close this, and then we'll go ahead and open up the Mac hard drive again. Go to Applications, go to Apps, and then under Apps, notice it says AppleWorks. Doesn't even say ClarisWorks anymore. And then once the folder loads, it's just taking its time here. It says AppleWorks, so we'll click on it. Different icon and everything. And look at there, AppleWorks. So it's very different, but once we open up the application and get into it, I bet you it will be very much the same. So we'll go ahead and click on word processing. And we will launch that. Yep. Looks the same, by the way. Click OK. And there we go. It's the same. Looks the same down to everything. So we'll go to File, Quit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's Claris Works and now AppleWorks. With all of that out of the way, let's talk about my story with Claris Works. It was early 1993, or was it 1994? Well, anyways, when I first got to use Claris Works, it was around that time. It was in a writing class I had. The teacher had several word processors we could use at any time to do homework. That teacher loved her little word processors, but the school had gotten these new Macs, and with them, new software. One of those packages was Claris Works. I was lucky enough to get to use one of the new Macs for the first time, and Claris Works. It had the feeling of WordPerfect, however, it felt a little slow to me. After getting to use Claris Works, I was as good at it as I was at WordPerfect. I could even find clip art on the early internet and use that in my documents. It was fantastic. So here are my thoughts on Claris Works. While it was a little slow feeling, it was a great program, and it was very cheap, less than $100, when alternatives were in the hundreds of dollars, like for Microsoft Office, WordPerfect Suite. Both of those were so expensive. If Claris Works had pushed the multi-platform support more than they did, it's likely we could have seen a real Office Suite war instead of the fizzled what was WordPerfect versus Microsoft Office. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it, and if so, feel free to click that like button, and if you're not subscribed so already, feel free to do so, and if you'd like to get notifications of future videos, click that bell button.